Back in this Pontiac motor, just starting to put some pieces on. Actually, I'm going to take these back off because I think we're going to take these freeze plugs out and then flush this guy out once the intake's on. But anyway, I'm thinking maybe I should prime this before I put the intake on. And really, it should have been primed before even this valley pan was on. We wanted to get it in paint, so that didn't happen. So I was about to prime it, and I realized we still got this plug missing back here. There's a comment made about shimming this cam. I think to align the lobes to the lifter bars. I was thinking about that, and you know, this distributor has a gear on it, and it has to engage, you know, this helical cut gear here has to engage the gear on the cam perfectly. So maybe you could go a couple thousandths either direction, but you couldn't go any substantial amount because that would screw that up. So I had ordered this plug kit. So we're using 6 of these for the side freeze plugs when we flush it out. I think it included, for the oil galley, some plugs and whatnot. This is the one I'm looking for though. I think I can get it in there with the engine stand. We'll see. But I dug out my aviation sealant and mixed it all up. I'm gonna put a little on there and then I'm gonna tap it. Try to tap it in with this in that socket. I don't 100% know what's in the sealant, but I can pretty much assure you it's nasty, whatever it is. This is the first time I've ever done this particular plug. Usually the machine shop does all this. Seems like it's pretty even. I'm just gonna leave it alone. The aviation sealant is supposed to take 24 hours to fully cure, so I'm just gonna let that sit until tomorrow. Getting ready to stick this intake on here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna prime up okay. And it's fitting really nice on the top of these runners. They gave me 2 of them that said manifold side, but they're identical. So it's like, how does that work? I'll probably just put a little blue maybe around the water port, real skim coat, and just see how that does it. These Pontiacs, there's a lot of selections for intake gaskets. This is like the weak point of Pontiac's cooling system, in my opinion. It's like you get everything started, and then you draw this up tight right there. You clean it off, but it's gonna leak there. I mean, it's just how they are. The sequence looks like Butler Performance is calling for a non-hardening thread sealer. Looks like aluminum's different than cast for a torque spec. But that front bolt's still 10 foot-pounds. Maybe I spoke too soon. It looks like that hole's. Take this back off, clean everything up, and then helicoil it. Coming out the other side more than this side.
Then we'd have to have it tipped. You want me to do this one more time?
Sure. Enough grit came out of it that was worth it.
So if you guys think we're wasting our time doing this, if you've ever had cars that overheated, you got to try doing everything you can to keep it from overheating, because it's just really a pain in the butt when you're in traffic like at a car show and your car's overheating. You go, man, I just changed the water pump. I just put a 180 thermostat in it. But if you got a bunch of grit running through your water pump, it isn't good for it. It just is like an abrasive going through the whole system. If you don't change your freeze plugs, you don't know the condition of them from the inside. I've already had to go in and fix somebody's freeze plug, and it was pissing water out here. The one in the back, I've already had to fix them. You gotta separate the transmission.
We touched all that up, letting her dry in the sun here. I don't know, you want to roll over a little bit and
sure.
Then we'll be done, I think. The gauge is leaking.
Ooh.
You can see all these rocker arms filled up. taking this filter off. In fact, I'm taking this whole housing off because with this housing off, you can slip the header in there after the engine's in the car. It just makes it a million times easier. There's so much dust in that engine
It's been
bay.
all painted before, so it's not like it's grungy or anything. It just had dust on it and a little bit of oil. You gotta wipe it down with some soap.
We're putting the flex plate on here. We're trying to get this all cleaned up so she runs true. The flex plate on with these ARP flex plate bolts using assembly lube under the head. Actually stuck a little on the flex plate, and then it's gonna be a touch of blue Loctite on the threads.
Transmission still connected on the back
Cross member.
cross member. I was like, you're never gonna get that engine in there with the cross member still connected. I thought the tranny would have to go back a little to let this thing get in. And somehow he did it. I never did it that way. So we had to get it exactly where they both lined up. Then he bolted up the tranny. Then we got the motor dropped down on the motor bolts.
Grease prints over our paint already. Oh, it's coming off.
Yeah.
This paint isn't drying very quickly for some reason.
It stayed gummy. Well, with painting it, it's 100 degrees out. It's hotter than hell outside, but we got air conditioning in here.
We got this coming up on top dead center.
Compression.
Yeah, compression. We got it set at about 15 degrees before top dead center. We have aligned the triangles under here where it's going to fire. And we marked number 1 on the base of the housing. This looks like it lines up pretty good with that. So we think it's going to fire right off like that.
Right, especially if it was a fresh engine and you want instant oil pressure. You don't want to be cranking for a long time on a dry motor. This thing's been primed and it has miles on it. But we always like it when you're not cranking, it should fire right off.
Just fast forwarding ahead here, I bolted everything off. Quick once over, I gotta figure out what I'm doing with the PCV and clean up a bunch of stuff, but just trying to get it running. And we're just about ready to start here. Got this handy dandy hypodermic needle filled with gasoline. Plugging the distributor in is probably going to help. I think I'm going to have to monkey around with that distributor a little bit to limit the amount of total timing. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. It's running great. I think my oil pressure sending unit went south. I know it's hooked up. Water temp looks good. Charging. I'm going to get this 500 block up on the engine stand now so we can start working on what we really want to work on. I had to get this all put back together. The 442 is coming back from body shop number 2 tomorrow.